Living with uncertainty. One of the root causes of all anxiety disorders. Certainly been the root cause of mine, and having coached clients now for 12 years all around the world, people from different backgrounds, different job titles, I've really realized and come to understand that that's true. I'm fascinated with anxiety, fear, confidence, all this type of area, which is why I dedicated my life to it. If you know my story, I first started out with absolutely paralyzing anxiety and fear. All throughout my teens and my early 20s, I couldn't leave my house. I was frightened of living. I was frightened of dying, people. The concept of reality scared me. Letters scared me, banks, authority, relationships, love, money, people judging me, being confident, not being confident, success, failure, cleaning an apartment, just frightened to death because of my childhood trauma and struggling with this mental health problem. And that's what motivated me, inspired me to start looking for answers and thinking, what is going on with me? How do I solve this? And it's been a 20-year journey, believe it or not. And during that time, I made so much progress. I changed my life and achieved my dreams. And even when you're successful and you achieve your goals and your dreams that you set out when you were younger, you still have anxiety. It's part of being human. But I've been learning more from everybody, from other people who know a little bit more than I do in certain areas, or a lot more than I do, or the same or less. And there's a common theme in all anxieties, whether it's health anxiety, social anxiety, life, financial, and anxiety disorder. And that is that every sufferer, this is pretty much the problem of humanity. People want certainty. They want to be in control of everything. So if I can't accept that I can't control everything and you can't, then I'm going to have anxiety. I can have that in any moment, in anything that I do, and I see it with clients. So it's good to understand the root cause of the problem. I know we're going deep here, but also obviously it also links back to death. I know that some people say that they're not scared, and if they are not, brilliant. But I'm scared of death, and most people are scared of death. Most people are not honest about it because they're afraid of the unknown. Even I'm a believer in God. I believe in Jesus, but I still got a fear of death. It's a childhood fear. Definitely made progress on this fear through courage, through learning and growing and acceptance and teaching. But nonetheless, the fear's there because I enjoy my life, and also the fear of losing other people, and I've experienced that, and we all do at some point, and we're all going to die. So sometimes in the background, we don't realize this is bullying us. The fear of dying, losing other people, and the fear that we can't guarantee the next day. And sometimes we all do it in our language. Clients will say, and they do it, I've got friends that are coaches, can you guarantee me this is going to work? Can you guarantee me I'm going to get results? And although you're honest and you've done it for so many clients, you say, if you're committed and you stick to the program, yes. But on another level, we can't guarantee the next day. So you can't give someone 100% certainty in anything. You can't. I can't guarantee I'm going to walk out of here, go to the Starbucks and it's going to be open because it was open yesterday and for several years, because it's happened to me so many times. It happened with my local laundrette that I loved. I was going there, I was going to say I was humming and singing. I don't know if I was doing that, but I was in a good mood and I like doing that. It's a humbling experience for me. And I got there, I was like, what on earth, what's going on? And all the windows are tinted out, it's closed down. So it's not certain, and the mind doesn't like that, and none of us do if we're in a certain space in our head, depending on where we are with it. So my goal in this video is to do two things, which I hope to do every day: live my dreams and help other people to do the same, and to get you to improve at accepting uncertainty and the fear of death and things that you can't control, but to enjoy your life. So the solution, we're a big part of the solution, and it was nice that I heard a doctor say this and a teacher and a therapist, because I come to the same truth myself, but it's nice to connect on truths of other human beings of all walks of life. He said, living a full life, that is the solution for people. And again, we can generalize to stress a point and say, well, for people that have got severe anxiety disorders, whether it's social, life, health anxiety, financial, they need to really focus on living life to the full to solve this anxiety. That's true, but that's the same for everyone. Even people that wouldn't classify themselves as an anxiety sufferer, they've got anxiety. They're afraid of what's going to happen the next day, or what if they lose the good that they've got, their money, their health, their wealth. So it's a universal fear. And I've got some of my own new things that have come recently, is connection. The more honest, genuine, vulnerable connections that we've got with one another, the less anxiety that we're going to have. Because a lot of the anxieties is also an abandonment anxiety, or what if no one loves me? That's a deep-rooted human fear that everyone's got if they're honest. Some people have obviously healed it more than others. So it's good to be aware of it, and that's an anxiety in of itself. People go, oh, I don't want to know, I don't want to deal with it, and I used to do that when I was younger. That's not going to help the problem. But obviously I'm not going to force anyone. I can invite you and share. So talking about it, having fun, and being inspired, because at the end of the day, we don't live forever. The reality is we are all going to die. We've only got so much time. We don't know when. So what you can do is live the best life you can live. But again, that can be hard to accept on any given day for my clients, for you watching this, and for myself as well. But I've got better. I remember on my journey, I couldn't even speak about death. I couldn't speak about health risks or finance. I couldn't talk about this. I was absolutely petrified. So that in and of itself is a massive breakthrough. So talking about it and connecting and realizing that you're not on your own, that everybody feels like that. Some people might have deal with it better than you do, some less, but you'll get there. Hopefully through watching this video you will. So yeah, that is a big problem for people. And I can give you another perspective which is true. If you was a person growing up like me, who had both a great childhood and also a traumatic childhood, and at times there was a sense of danger all the time, and I was anticipating the next danger and scared of it coming because it was so traumatic, then control becomes an obsession to control other people from not harming you, hurting you in life, and that can get out of balance where you can't enjoy your life, you can't relax. Also, if you were bullied, if you were criticised at school or by a parent, or it was an ongoing physical, verbal, all types of abuse and bullying, that can create an unhealthy amount of anxiety due to the fear of uncertainty, due to the fear of not wanting to be out of control and uncomfortable. But funny enough, and I always get this when I teach, and I love it when I see clients get it, or you or anyone, the more comfortable we become out of control, in a healthy amount of danger, and I don't mean, you don't jump off a building or things like that. Obviously that's not intelligent, but I mean by facing your fears, telling someone you love them when you don't know if they're going to love you back, starting a business, making a video, confronting an anxiety of going to the doctors or a job interview or traveling or getting on a plane because it's not certain. I was quite surprised that I didn't have a fear of flying. I've did it many times, but there was actually a point where I thought about it and then started to think, oh, what if the plane crashed? I couldn't be certain. So I had to take the risk, and it didn't. So every time, that's part of living. No one can, well, I think no one other than God, but no one can give you on planet Earth, no teacher can give you 100% certainty, of what's going to happen, because we can't read the future to a large degree. Some people might believe they can, maybe they've got a gift, but generally we can't. We don't know what's going to happen. Tomorrow's not promised. But it's hard to accept that when you're in such a state of fear and anxiety, and you want to control things, you want that safety, you want that addiction to to surviving. It's part of the human condition. It's part of our brain, a part of the brain, to keep us alive, not to keep us happy, and keeping us alive by taking less calculated risk as possible to be certain that we won't be harmed and we won't die and we'll stay alive. Of course, there's a lot of good in that, because it helps you to cross the road and look and be cautious and survive. But if it's over exaggerated, you can't enjoy life. You're suffering. That's no quality of life, where you're so frightened of living that you can't enjoy life. It's kind of like being dead inside but living. So I found this conversation life-changing, life-saving, and I've had this with a client. He actually asked me in a session, put me on the spot, and I told him, he said, we were working through anxieties, he's doing great in his business, his life, and he said, Jonathan, I've got a question. I said, sure, go ahead. He goes, how do you deal with death? Whoa. I said, I'm going to be honest with you, I'm afraid of it. So firstly, I can't lie to you that I'm scared of it, just because I'm a mentor, but the way you deal with it is and how I deal with it, live your dreams, be kind, live your purpose. Now I've improved since you asked me that. I've got more acceptance. So acceptance, living it, practicing, communicating, connection. Also for me as well, what has really helped me with uncertainty and anxiety and death and all those things is my faith with God, praying. But again, I don't force that on other people, because everyone's got their own faith, so I respect that. But this works for me, all these things, connection. So let me know in the box below your thoughts, your feelings, your opinions, and do you recognize these patterns? Some of them you may be like, I can't believe you said that. I've never thought that that's true, that rings true. A lot of the anxiety connects on, if you go deeper, all these things, death, challenge, but also the fear of enjoying life. I believe it plays a part on that. People have got conflicting beliefs about deserving to enjoy life and be happy, successful, being treated well, being loved. That plays a part too. Anyway, so the next video, I hope you enjoyed it.